Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video, folks. Today in this video I'm going to show you everything that you need to know with regards to getting your very first Wyvern Egg, as well as anything else that you'll need to know with regards to raising and taming wyverns here on Scorched Earth. Now this might be a slightly long video, but there is a lot of information that I do want to share with you. I'm going to show you, as I said, how to successfully get that very first egg, as that is the most challenging part to this. So first things first, let me show you what I've got here. I've got some Lamantrias, so you can use these. Now the Lamantrias will be cannon fodder, and I tamed these out at around level 70 to maybe 90, so I don't need anything too powerful. And as you can see right here, I have put a lot of points, or actually all their points as they leveled up passively, into health. They will need to be tanky. Now the reason for that is these guys will be acting as cannon fodder. I've also got two Argents. I strongly recommend you use Argents for this if you can, but you can also use Lamantrias, and I'll show you that. That's why I've got the Lamantrias. Once again, these are cannon fodder, so I will be using them as cannon fodder, and I'm going to be doing this off of a Lamantria. Now this is my Lamantria. I've got all the points split between health and stamina, and a decent saddle on it to keep me alive. The other thing you'll need is a preserving bin with, of course, the spark powder and the preservation salts in it. That will extend the timer on the milk, because you will need to get wyvern milk, but I'll cover that as well. So the other thing that you will need will be the air cons, of course. That will help you hatch the wyvern's eggs once you have got them. So for this, we're going to be using a trap. This is just a generic trap that I built. It is basically width-wise the same width as a behemoth gateway, which is 8 tiles. And I've used a total of 9 gates with a space between each of the gates of 1 tile, 1 foundation, 1 ceiling. Also, of course, the top of the trap is fully enclosed. You can avoid this if you want to, but I strongly recommend fully enclosing it. I have built mine out of metal because you can use this to trap alpha wyverns, which will give you more milk than a female wyvern. The only difference is with the alpha wyvern, it can damage stone structures, so for that reason I went with metal. You can use an alternative type of trap if you feel like it, but that trap will come in handy as well with regards to getting the first egg, and I'll show you that that is something that you can use. Now for this, I'm going to get on my Lamantria and let's get prepped. So I am going to go and get my very first wyvern egg. I have got the Lamantrias and the Argents following me. With the first egg, it doesn't really matter what egg you get, because once you've got that egg and you've raised it, you can then use that first wyvern to get as many eggs as you want. So let's find a nest that has an egg, and after that I can show you where these guys come in handy. Now what will happen is, when I pick up the egg, I will aggro every single wyvern within a certain range of the egg, and they'll want to come after me and devour me. So this is where these guys come in handy. They will also body block the wyverns, but also at the same time they will hopefully attack the wyverns and then take the aggro of the wyverns. This is why I suggest using Argents or Tapaharas or whatever flyer you can get. I would even say get a few vultures around you and just have them on or set on to attack my target. That is kind of what you want to do. Now with the egg in my inventory, I'm just going to try and get out of the trench as quick as possible, and I'm going to fly towards my trap. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to use the trap just to kind of show you what I can do with the trap. Now I was fortunate enough to have an egg that spawned right next to my trap. As you can see, I've got loads of wyverns on me. My flyers have already engaged, which means that they've attacked some of the wyverns and taken some of the aggro off of me. The worst one that you can deal with is, of course, the lightning wyvern, and as I get to the end of the trap, because they're all gates with gateways, or gateways with gates better said, I can actually close them off and sort of block a few wyverns in here and then take them out and use their talons if I need to. So I'm just going to try and partition the trap off, but I could have also, if I wanted to, flown out. So I've got at least 2 wyverns trapped in here, and there is a poison on me. With the poison, I can very easily dodge them if I want to. because the Lymantria is really agile in terms of flight, whereas the Wyverns have a really big turning circle. But right here, as you can see, I'm safe. If I wanted to, I could wait it out in here, and eventually the Wyverns will lose interest and de-aggro off of me and fly away. That is the egg that I got right there. Now, I could wait here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to show you what is going on out there. As you can see, my flyers are doing their job. They're aggroing whatever's around me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you get the first egg. Basically, you need some dinos that you don't really care about as cannon fodder to take the aggro off of you. There we go, we've got these guys, so they must have dealt with whatever. Oh, we've got this dude. Alright, fair enough. You can see the Argents right there. They're having fun with a Wyvern. And I've got this poison Wyvern behind me. Now, this guy is really easy to deal with. Just basically put an obstacle between yourself and the Wyvern, and it can't really do much. And if I really wanted to, I could just fly away from here on. And I'll show you that as a little demonstration. Right there, we've got the Argents fighting a Lightning Wyvern, so they're taking the aggro off of me. Technically, right now, I am safe, and if I wanted to, I could just get away with the egg by flying away out of render distance, and I'm pretty much safe. Also, by using the trap to put between myself and the Wyvern, basically the Wyvern gets stuck on the trap, and soon enough, it will de-aggro off of me. But I'm going to go back, and I'm going to show you that this was quite effective. So as you can see right there, we've got our Argent fighting that Wyvern. I'm going to try and get these guys back if I can. Oh, we've got a Lymantria there as well, which is kind of cool. So yeah, they're helping each other out. They're just kind of spinning around in the air. And if I get close to them within render distance, I should be able to get them to come back to me. Okay, that is where the poison Wyvern is. I've seen it. It's pretty much the aggro doing its own thing. I'm just going to gain a bit of height here. I did have them set to follow, so let's see what happens here. Okay, we've got the Argents coming back to me. The Argents are what I care most about because they are quite tanky. And I can see the Lymantria wanting to follow as well. That means it'll bring the Wyvern to me, but that's fine. I can always shoot it down as these guys are keeping the Lightning Wyvern busy. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. You just need a few flying tames to take the aggro off of you. You can also use vultures if you want to. Now, let's see what I've got here in this trap. Alright, turns out to be a female. Now, don't worry, I'll show you how to kite and trap a female Wyvern in this trap. Now, do bear in mind, as I said before, my trap is basically multiple behemoth gateways. There's a space of a tile between each behemoth gateway, and you'll see why I went with this. I know and do realize that it's not a cheap trap to build. This isn't about cheapness, it's about effectiveness. This is an end game creature, so there we go. That is, ooh, that was close. Now with your eggs, what you want to do is get to your air cons, press the button or key associated with dropping them, be careful not to eat them, and let the air cons incubate your eggs. That's pretty much it. That is all you have to do. Wait for them to hatch. Once they hatch, at some point they will want care. It's just like a normal baby, so look after it, imprint on it, and when it does ask for milk, give it milk. But I'm going to show you how to get the milk as well, and I will also show you how to use the trap that I've got to trap a Wyvern to get milk. So with Wyvern Milk, you only get them off of two creatures, and that would be the female Wyverns and the alpha Wyverns. Now, alpha Wyverns can damage anything up to and including stone structures, and so for that reason I have built my trap out of metal. The gates that I've placed down act as multiple barriers, so as I kite a Wyvern in, I will then start basically hugging the sides and pressing E to start activating the trapdoors to shut. Yes, I will take damage, however I know the Wyvern will be stuck into the trap, and once the doors or a door of the trap is completely shut, I can then make my way out through the gaps of the door frames or the gate frames. I can squeeze an Argent or a Lymantria if I want to. So there we go, this is a female. I've knocked it out. As you can see, its torpor is going down right quick. Get the milk. Now I'm using a stack mod, so the milk will not be stacked like mine unless you're using the same mod. They will be individual and they will spoil right quick. This is where the preserving box or preserving bin with the preservation salts will come in handy. And I don't know why I was going this way. This is where I placed it, so just chuck it in there. You can see the spoil timer, and the spoil timer has now significantly increased. So that is how you do that. There we go, these are the babies. Now when you need more milk, as you will need quite a bit of milk, all you have to do is simply find a female wyvern, get its attention either by shooting it from afar, then mounting your flyer, and then basically make your way to the trap. For this, of course, you will need a fairly tanky flyer. I strongly recommend using a Argentavis with a lot of health and decent stamina. You will be taking quite a few hits now. Sadly, around my trap there seem to be predominantly male wyverns, and the only female that I could find was this lightning wyvern. So as I go in, I'm going to start hugging the wall, start pressing E to shut the gates. I have accidentally dismounted it. Oh, there we go. Whoops. Okay, right, let me get back on my Argent and fly out. There we go. And as you can see, the wyvern is now well and truly stuck there. It was actually stuck in the same cell that I was in, but because it's got such a large turning radius, it can't really get to me. Alright, with the wyvern now stuck, it's just the same old thing as you've seen before. Double check, it is a female. All you have to do is knock it out, get the milk, put it into a preserving box. Be careful, because of course, as you've seen, the torpor does drop down right quick. I wonder what that is. Okay, that is another female, so I guess that was an option. That would be a more feasible option to go for. Alright, so when you have your fully grown wyvern, this becomes a lot easier because you can outfly the wyvern. So let's assume I want another egg. I'll basically land my wyvern here. It is fully grown. I have enough stamina to fly off and sprint off for quite some time, so that is quite important, as wyverns won't have a lot of stamina, so you should invest some points into that. This is the egg. Let's say I want it. I'm on it. I'm on the wyvern. And then gain some altitude and sprint fly away, and the other wyverns will not be able to touch me. So that is pretty much how you get eggs after this. I mean, you will still have to kite a female into a trap and get the milk off of it to raise the other eggs, but it does become significantly easier afterwards. As you can see, the other wyverns behind me cannot keep up with me, and eventually they will lose interest. There we go, that's that. And I'm free to go anywhere with my new egg and do whatever I like with it, really. But yeah, hopefully this video is helpful and useful. The best way and easiest way I have found to get the very first egg, and that is to use a bit of cannon fodder. Get those wyverns to focus on the cannon fodder. You can also use the attack my target whistle if you feel like it, so do feel free to use that if you need it. That is pretty much it, folks. That is how to get your very first wyvern. That is how to get the other wyverns afterwards, and that is how to raise a wyvern. It's pretty simple, and personally speaking, using cannon fodder I find is the best way. So using flyers, generally speaking, I would say vultures would be good. Lamantra is not so good because they don't really have any attacks, but you can use that if you have or that's what you have. And I would probably recommend using Argents, and also don't be afraid to use the attack my target whistle command. So look behind you, find whatever's following you, use the attack my target, and if you're on a Lamantria, you can pretty much dodge most of the attacks. And then I would use the attack my target whistle command to get my creatures to aggro onto whatever is following me, and good enough, you'll be free to get off with your egg. Hope you found this video useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, until next time, stay safe, folks.